I don't believe people realize how much goes into it. You can swing by here in some of the units to pick up equipment, and we might have some down periods. And there's some jokes occasionally about, oh, dispatch, it's go back there and relax a little bit. But what they don't see is the stress that we carry because of the calls that we receive or that we might receive. So as long as the end result is everybody getting those resources, being competent in what they're choosing, then I feel we did a good job.
I nominated Jeff because he does the most outstanding job in every aspect of our job of anyone I've ever seen. On a daily basis, hourly basis, every shift. He has a great attitude, and it shows in the calls that he's taken, because you can see that he cares. With every call he takes, every call I have ever heard Jeff take when I'm doing the quality assurance was amazing. Like, I could use every single one of his calls as an example for someone to follow.
So the best way to describe Jeff's leadership is Jeff will never do anything for you. If you always ask Jeff a question, everything's a teaching moment for Jeff, and you don't even know he's teaching you. Like, he's leading you to water every time. He's telling you why we're doing it, how we're doing it, why it's done that way, why we do it that way over another way, how to do it, and so every moment with him is a really teaching moment, and his shift is a really good shift, and it shows because they have a great leader like Jeff.
When I first met Jeff, I was a captain here at Communications. It was awkward as an officer, as a captain coming into something completely new, and Jeff had the ability to lead not only down but also lead up. This comes from his integrity and his desire to always continue pushing himself to be better than what he was yesterday. He translates that to his crews, and he translates that to the team all around him, both up and down.
I think the job of a dispatcher is really difficult. For firefighters who are on the trucks, EMTs who are on trucks responding to calls, we have busy days and we have slow days. For dispatchers, I think every day is busy for them. Every single call that they get, they have to take serious.
This night, Nancy and Erica were placed in the situation they were because they could handle the event they did not know was coming to them. And by them working together, it made the entire event on the ground more seamless and fluid, and assisted the officers in getting the help they needed.
Officers keyed up very rapidly and urgently that there were shots fired, and everyone just kind of stood at attention, and Nancy immediately started the call. What impressed me the most was the calm and sense of urgency that Nancy and Erica both had. They were just as calm as could be the entire time. If they were nervous at all, you would never be able to tell. They just both commanded the whole situation.
I don't know if I can really explain. If I had to explain it to someone, I would say what happened that night for the people who do what we do, that's what you want if you are ever in that type of a situation. It's important for Joe Citizen to know that this is what we do, and it's important to you because you are the reason we do it.
The sector that I work is all the bars, and so there were people everywhere, and immediately what I thought was, were there any officers hurt? Were there any officers shot? Because that's where they work. They all stand right there where that was happening. So that's where your mind goes as a dispatcher, but ultimately you have to just get the call in and wait for that information to come, because it's just constant radio traffic. It's really always on. I mean, you have to always be ready to go. You can't really ever just be passive in this job. You always have to be ready to go.
As a communications medic, it's important for us to stay calm. We have the medical knowledge to guide someone through the worst day of their life. We are able to provide life-saving guidances to give patients their best chance at survival.
I think Noshin approaches that work every day in a consistent way, because that's just what dispatchers do.
It's very important dispatchers stay calm, because they are the calm and soothing voice on the other end of the radio for the officers. And the officers, when they get into stressful events, they don't need to hear a stressed out dispatcher on the other side responding back to them.
It was early in the morning. They received a call about a garage on fire from a passerby. Pretty quickly into the fire, there was a mayday that was called, and the firefighter was extracted rapidly, and the call went about as well as it could have.
She did it the way it was supposed to be done. Her being calm really helped me process and also kept me calm, and then which also kept everybody on the fireground calm, which is what we're supposed. That's what we're supposed to be doing. It's a rare event that I hope never happens again. But I know if I've got Jesika in there, I've got somebody, you know, watching over me to help me out.
You work nights and weekends and holidays. It has to be for something more than a paycheck. You have to know you're making a difference. I want someone to be there for my family when they call.